Hi, I have a cold. Hi everyone, Radhe Radhe. In this verse, we're going to be doing chapter 18, verse 46, and the commentaries are pretty long on this and very good. So I'm going to go through them, um, and I'm going to explain whatever I understood from that with care. Okay, so let's call out to Bhagwan Shri Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Dear Bhagwan Shri Krishna, please help us, please help us understand how to do our Swadharma, which is what he talks about, how to do our own duties and how to do whatever we can based on our own competence level and our own gunas, so that we can attain you in the best way, which is what you've said we can do. So let's sing the verse together and let's dive in. It's a very powerful verse. यतः प्रवृत्तिर्भूतानां येन सर्वमिदं ततं स्वकर्मणा तमभ्यर्च्य सिद्धिं वेद विन्दति मानवः. By worship of the Lord, who is the source of all beings and who is all pervading, a man can attain perfection through performing his own work. See, we worship the Lord and we can attain perfection through performing our own work. It doesn't matter which varna we're in, which ashram we're in. It doesn't matter whether we're Kshatriya or Brahman or Vaishya or Shudra. It doesn't matter. We do our own work and we can attain perfection. So there is an example that Swami Mukundanand gives. So let's go through this and then we'll. So he says, Prabhupada says that we are in the 15th chapter, it says that we're all parts and parcels of the Supreme Lord. He has external energy and internal energy, and we generally worship devotees. Internal energy, external energy is basically perverted reflection of the internal energy, which is all there, the Maya stuff. And I'm guessing I'm understanding. And then Paramatma is there everywhere. So Paramatma is not just in our hearts, but in every atom of everything. Okay, so when we render service, then we, according to our gunas, then we will achieve the highest perfection. So he explains it a little very clearly. No soul is superfluous in God's creation. His divine plan is for the gradual perfection of all living beings, wherever we are. So we fit into this scheme like tiny cogs in a giant wheel. And this is the most peace-inducing sentence. He does not expect more from us than the competence he has given to us, right? He only expects to us what based on the competence he has given to us. We need to push ourselves based on our own competence. So if we can perform our swadharma in accordance to our nature and position in life, we will participate in his divine plan for our purification. These are such beautiful words, right? When done in devotional consciousness, our work itself becomes a form of worship. So then he talks about a story, and I'm going to speak about the story in my own words. So there's a story that a sannyasi went into the forest and he meditated and there was a time when a crow dropped some droppings onto him or something, and then he looked up at the crow in anger and the crow died. So the sannyasi became very powerful. He's like, oh, I've gained siddhis, because he didn't know before this, but when this happened, he realized that I've gained siddhis because of my devotion. Then he went for Madhukari and he was asking for food, as sannyasis do, as the Brahmin class does. And so there was this woman who came out and she said, can you just give me a minute? I'm nursing my sick husband. Let me just take care of him. And he looked at her angrily. And then she said to him, hey, I'm not your crow who will die because of your angry stare. Stop it. So, something like that. And so he was shocked, the sannyasi. He was like, how do you know about that? So she's like, I'm doing my swadharma, and because of that, I have gained like my siddhis, I'm able to read your mind. I've gained illumination, because of which I'm able to read your mind. So, because I have followed my Swadharma, she's taking care of her sick husband, she's taking care of the household or whatever. She is in following her dharma, Swadharma, and based on that, she's doing worship, and so therefore, so you don't have to be a sannyasi in a forest. Basically, what he's saying, you don't have to be a Brahmin, you don't have to be a sannyasi in a forest, you don't have to meditate for years, you don't have to do any of that. You do your own Swadharma. You take care of your family in your own way, or whatever it is that you're doing, whatever your path is, you do your path in your own way. And then the question is, what? How do we know what our path is? You just follow whatever you're following. I mean, right now in this world, that's the only thing that I can think of, because this Varna system is gone. So you follow whatever you're following, and but you follow your path, because you're pretty much following your path based on your own competence, right, and your own desires. In India, everybody goes into software, so that might not necessarily be your own desire, but whatever. So, if we discharge our natural duty, renouncing the desire for personal gain and rising above the fleeting happiness and misery, we rise above not just the misery but the happiness also. This is so important. We do not rise above just the misery and we say, oh, this happiness is it. No, we rise above the happiness also, because this happiness is temporary. Adyanta vanta kaunteya. Dukkha yonaya evate. This is 522. This is any happiness born of contact, basically, of the material senses and sense objects. This is sources of misery, and it has a beginning and an end. It's temporary. It is not. So you rise above this happiness, you rise above the misery, and you see God's hand in everything. You see God's hand. I'm feeling sick. I've explained this in 1844 in more detail. You can listen to that if you want to. But yeah, you go through all of, no matter what is going on around you, right? The dualities of what is going on around you. Chaitanya Charan Prabhu had written this prayer, which I had read out loud in that video. So you can go through that, and that explains more. So, this message is particularly applicable to Arjun, to all of us, because he wanted to run away from dharma, thinking it's painful and miserable. And he said, no, you do your prescribed duty in proper consciousness. You do it with the consciousness of, I'm doing this for Krishna. That's it. And you'll easily attain perfection. Okay. So that's it. That's it for this video. Wish you a very beautiful day filled with lots of spiritual growth. Wish you a very beautiful 2025. This is December 31 today. So wish you a very beautiful beginning to the new year, where you can attain the divine love and connection, spiritual love and connection with Bhagwan Shri Krishna and Radharani. Radhe Radhe.